Hi everyone. So I have a fun holiday project to share with you today. We are going to make some Christmas selfie snow globe cards using some products by MFT Stamps. First, we're going to use the Christmas selfie stamp set to make those adorable little snowmen, and then we're going to use these dies from the snow globe greetings card kit that was released by MFT in October. The kit sold out, but you can buy the elements individually. So you'll need this die set here that gives you the tall snow globe and the little holly and holly berries, and then also the greeting set from that stamp set. So let's get started making our background. So I'm going to take some Hero Hues white pigment ink and just apply it to the center of our card panel. I've pre-cut this panel with a stitch die by MFT Stamps that is about 1/4 of an inch shorter on all sides than an A2 size card, and that's going to allow us to have a nice white border around our card panel when we're done with the card. I really like that look. I think it's quite elegant. And I'm just going to add some snow to the background. So I started by dotting on some large white dots with my white gel pen, and then I just made some smaller white dots. And I'm doing this because I want it to look like it's snowing inside of the snow globe, even though we're going to add some shaker elements as well to make snow. Now we are going to color in our mistletoe and the little mistletoe berries, although we're going to color the berries red so it looks more like holly. Just thought those colors looked nicer with the color scheme we have for the rest of the card. You could also cut these pieces out of colored cardstock if you like, if you want to save on this step. But I always like when I have the time to color with my Copic markers, because I just think you can get some nicer variations of color if you color in your die cut pieces instead of using cardstock. You could also do a hybrid and take some cardstock and then just add some shading with some markers over your colored cardstock. That's another nice look as well. And I cut out 2 die cuts for each of the die cut pieces I'm going to use in my snow globe, just so that I wanted our little branch to be full of berries, and then I also wanted to be able to put a little white branch behind our green branch, and I'll show you why in a second. For the berries, I'm just going to put a little dot of YR12 in the center and then color over all the little berries with some R29. Any really bright red color that you have will work really, really well here. You could also keep the berries white if you like, and then you can have a traditional mistletoe look, but for purposes of this card, I thought the red would pop a little bit better. I'm going to add some liquid glue to the back of my first little stem of mistletoe, and this stem is just going to be all white. And I'm just going to attach that right to the center of our card panel. And I just love that glow that the snow gives to that background. Now we're going to take the green branch that we colored in, and we're going to place it on top of our white branch, and we're just gonna overlay it just slightly so that the white peeks out on one side. And I just really like that look. Now here are some little snowmen from the Christmas selfie stamp set that I had colored in a while ago, and I thought that we can use them in this card. So they are going to kind of sit in the front of our snow globe, and I need to cut out the background that I had previously colored to make it fit with this card. So I just cut all that out. And now we're going to add the berries to our little mistletoe. I'm just dotting some glue down here. I'm using art glitter glue, but any liquid glue would work here. And I'm just going to arrange the berries in kind of a haphazard motion. You could add less if you like. I guess I was in a berrylicious mood, and I just put a lot of berries down. For our little bow, I am going to use our top panel as a guide, so I know exactly where to put the bow down. And then I'm going to add a second layer to our bow too, just to make it stand out a little bit. You don't have to do this. You could just have one little bow if you like. Another idea is to stick a holly berry right in the center of the bow, but keep it white, so then your bow will look like it has a little dimensional knot in the center. I'm going to show you a version with a couple of other cards where I did that. And I'm just adding some snow to our little branch of holly and then to the center of the little berries. And now we can work on putting our shaker together. So I'm going to take 1/8 of an inch score tape and just apply it around the edges of that little shaker window that I cut into our front panel earlier. I think I actually did that off screen. And I'm just going to go over the tape with a bone folder to make sure it is stuck down nice and good. And then we're going to place our panel right over our shaker pouch, and these shaker pouches you can purchase from MFT Stamps. And I'm just going to press down around the edges of the adhesive to make sure it sticks nice. And then I'm going to add another piece of adhesive to the bottom of the snow globe. And this is where we're going to stick our little snowmen. So I'm just going to stick them right to the edge there. And they look so cute. They are going to be in the front of our scene, in front of the mistletoe. And I'm just adding a little black detail around the top of the snowman's head. I cut off some of the black line when I did my fussy cutting, so I just added it back in with the marker. And now we are going to add snow. So first we're going to add some distress mica flakes to make it look like really, really large iridescent flakes of snow. So I'm just going to sprinkle some into the shaker pouch, and then we're going to take some diamond dust also and sprinkle some of that into our shaker pouch. You can use either or both of these. I just had both on hand and I thought it might be fun to have some different size little bits of snow in the background. Now I'm going to apply some adhesive all over the back of this front panel, and then we are going to stick the back panel right on top, and they're both cut to the exact same size with that stitched rectangle cut, so it made it really, really easy to get the panels even and evenly matched. And there we go. So now we're going to decorate the rest of our card. So this is some pattern paper from MFT Stamps, and I applied that to the front of our card base. And now we're going to work on the sentiment. This says Merry Christmas. There are 5 other greetings as well with a seasonal greeting stamp set that comes with a kit, or you could purchase it on your own. And they say things like season's greetings, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, some pretty basic sayings that all will fit onto the base of this snow globe here. I'm just going to glue that down. You could also pop up the base on foam tape if you like. I did that in 2 other versions I'll show you in a second. And then I'm going to pop up the whole panel on some foam tape and then put it onto our panel, making sure that there's a little row of hearts on all edges. And I just love this card. I love the little snowmen standing behind the mistletoe with a little Merry Christmas sentiment and that adorable heart pattern paper from MFT Stamps. And that's all for the first card. This is another card that I did as well. I didn't film this one, but this one I used some craft cardstock and pretty much I think that the same technique here, except that I popped up our base of the snow globe on some foam tape. And then here is another version as well. I just took some dark blue cardstock and did that same technique with the white pigment ink in the background. And there is a version where I put the little dot on top of the bows, if you can see that. So these cards came together really, really quickly. It's also a good way to use some of your colored elements if you've just colored for fun, like I did with all those Christmas selfies. I have so many of them, trying to figure out how to use them all, and this card design gave me an opportunity to do that, although I think it looks just lovely with the mistletoe all by itself. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that this video gives you some great ideas for your holiday card making. I will see you again soon in the next video.